governments in Nigeria tend to impose state terrorism by virtue of the policies that they impose or implement. So,
hello, my great and wonderful people. How una day today? I hope all of una day well. Today we get a lot of videos for our table when we say one quickly the review to you concerning the things when we say they happen right now for inside this country, Nigeria. Just as you rightly see one from the introduction of this very broadcast, how it be say this man they come outside for interview to cry out concerning the insurgency when it be say it they go worse for inside this country today. Even when it be say Bola Tinubu promise Nigerians, say if we enter office, Nigerians will eventually sleep with their eyes closed. But today, the reverse na it can be the case. And after this very video, we equally get another video when it be say the head of the bandits, when it be say the kidnapper over 200 school girls. Remember that very time when it be say with the here bring back our girls, Chibo girls. Now the head don't come outside officially to grant interview and also expose the people of the government. I will equally see the leave you make you listen to the interview when it be said this man eventually grant to BBC. All right, before then, I beg help us to like this video because the more you like this video, the more YouTube they recommend them to people. Now their own policy now ain't be that very one. All right, I'll first of all leave you to hear from this very man first, waiting in talk for this very interview before we bring you the other video. We'll come back for more.
and I think likely we can say poverty and insecurity. Now, I pose the question, if poverty is at the root of self-determination agitations, what is the outlook for the future, particularly under the regime of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? So we will have to examine some of the policies of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu regime. And the first index I examine is what I call the fuel price terror. Fuel price terror. I'm using terror in the sense that governments in Nigeria tend to impose state terrorism by virtue of the policies that they impose or implement. So I examine fuel price terror. Their own terrorism is worse than Boko Haram terrorism. And actually they are the cause of insurgency, banditry that we experience today. So our anger should actually be directed at the terrorism of the state. So I look at the fuel price, and the scope covers January 1966, to January 14, yesterday, 2024. This particular table is not entirely my own making. I built on the work of Chief Gandhi in this book. He stopped that in 2002. So I built up the table till yesterday. Of course, this book, for anybody who has read it, Chief Gandhi acknowledged the fact that I edited it. So when we look at fuel price increases, fuel price terror, I can say that the regime of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the worst in the history of Nigeria. It is the most vicious in the history of Nigeria. And he made a speech, President Tinubu made a speech on the 31st day of July last year. And I will just read a few lines in paragraph 12 of that speech. Those few lines in paragraph 12 of President Tinubu's speech of 31/7/2023 defines the man, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, from the point of view of his intention for the masses of our people. I quote, he said, "Our economy is going through a tough patch, and you are being hurt by it. The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggle. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there is not. If there were, I would have taken that road, as I came here to help, not hurt the people and nation that I love." President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is committed to inflicting pains on the Nigerian people. That is what he's saying here. He's saying in that paragraph, there is no alternative to suffering. There is no alternative to hardship. I'm not paraphrasing him. That is just what I have just read. This speech defines it. This speech should be used to analyze his acts, his policies. Therefore, let us begin from fuel price. In January 1966, the fuel price was 8.80 kobo, not naira. Today, as of yesterday, when I bought fuel at the rate of 650 naira per liter. It might be higher or lesser elsewhere. But generally speaking, today in Nigeria, it is over 600. Even when he took over, about May, when APC took over, by 2015, fuel was selling at 87 naira per liter. Today, it is 650. So the regime, from the point of view of fuel price, is the worst enemy of the Nigerian people. Then another one I examine is exchange rate. By exchange rate, we are talking about devaluation of the currency. When the currency of a nation is devalued, the living standards of the people are being devalued. That is the implication. Today, officially, the naira is exchanging for 812.70 officially. 812. And in the parallel market, 1,220. This tells us a bit about the suffering that people are going through. You remove fuel subsidy, and you are assisting yourself and your friends with all sorts of budgets.
All right, my great and wonderful people, I believe say una hear everything when it be said this human rights activist narrates from the beginning to the end. Now, we don't really get much time to waste because of time. We equally get this other video when we say would they leave you make you watch, because I know they tell blind man say ready for. When each and every one of us they cry about this Ahmed Bola Tinubu, I believe say a lot of people think say we not really get work, or maybe we just intentionally hit Bola Tinubu. Now, each and every one of us, they face the hits. May we enjoy them. This other video, now the video want to be say it concerned our 200 and something girls when it be say this bandit carry to their own custody some years ago. Finally, BBC don't grant an official interview to the leader when it be say he lead that very operation that very time. I want make una pay attention to this very interview for una to understand the role when it be say the government of Nigeria they play for this insecurity when it be say they destroy everywhere they go today. I'll come back for more.
This is one of the bandits who led the attack on the girls. It took me 5 months to contact him and another 4 to persuade him to meet. I eventually met Abu Sani deep in the forest. Kana cikin waɗanda suka ɗauka yara a jan gebe 'yan mata?
Kwarai, muna ciki.
Yara nawa kuka ɗauka, mata nawa kuka ɗauka?
280.
Shin za ka iya gaya mana dalilin da ya sa kuka ɗauka 'yan matan nan?
Muka zo mu kuma da kaka ta yi ruwa suka yi sauki. Aka fara turo muna jami'ai inda muke sai muka ce to bari mu goda ma gwamnati. In ta shiga wannan lamarin matsala ake samu. Shi yasa muka zo jan gebe muka ɗauko 'yan makaranta tunda sun hana mu wuce mu zo gida dole mu ɓata mata rai. Muka zo muka ɗauko 'yan makarantar jan gebe.
To kai kana gani ɗaukan yara da ba su san hawa ba su san sauka ba daidai ne?
To mu a bisa tsarinmu na ta'addanci shine hukuncin da ya dace da gwamnati. Sai cancanta mu yi ma gwamnati ka gane kuskurenta. Don da bata tare mu ba da ba mu ɗauko su ba.
Shin wani irin mutum zai shiga ɗaki da yara 'yan mata suke kwance ya ɗauko su da daddare saboda matsala da yake da wani?
To bari yi maka wani misali wanda kila shi za ka yi fahimtar. Kasan an ce idan kai laifi ɗaya za a yi maka wani ɗigo ga zuciya. Idan ka ƙara wani za a yi maka ɗigo. Da haka a ɗige ma zuciya ta zamba ƙiƙirin. To wanda ke irin waɗannan harukokin baya jin ya damu da duk irin abubuwan da ke faruwa saboda bushewar zuciya. Amma mu dai illa abin da zan ce muna ba su haƙuri. Amma mu ba mu ji wata damuwa da irin haka ne sam. Saboda mu iya abin da muke gani mun yi ma gwamnati mun ɓata mata rai shine kawai.
Me yasa kake tunani arewacin Najeriya tana ta lalacewa tana rikicewa da waɗannan matsaloli na tsaro?
Saboda mai da abun neman kuɗi. Saboda shi ne kowa kuɗi yake nema da wannan ɓangare shi aka mayar. Yasa harkoki suke lalacewa tun daga manyan har zuwa ga ƙanana. Kaga su kuma jami'ai can an ce gwamnati ita ma in ana rikici ana turo mata da kuɗi. Kaga ta wancan ɓangaren su ma suna samu. Mu mata nan kaji za a zubar da jini za ka yi da sai amma kuma ai ta yi haka nan.
To kamar yaya bayan an yi maganganu nawa aka biya ko me aka yi aka ba da yara?
Da mun ce za a ba mu miliyan 300. Daga baya aka haɗa mu da wasu aka yi ta maganganu shine dai suka ba da miliyan 60 aka sake su. Haka suka bayar. Miliyan 60 suka bayar aka sake su.
Miliyan 60? Kaga miliyan 60 ɗin?
Da ido na mu muka karɓo su.
To me kuka yi da wannan kuɗin?
Mun ƙaro bindigogi ne da su. Mun sai wasu bindigogi ba don da tun ɗazun ne da na aika an ɗauko ma bindigar da na so da su. In gwada maka ma bindigar da na so da irin kuɗi.
All right, my great and wonderful people, I believe say una don see am. Say banditry for Nigeria. Now something when it be say na arm of government. Yes, it is very clear. Why we will talk like that? According to this interviewer, from the beginning you hear wetin he talk say, it take am almost 5 months to discuss with this man another 4 months before he eventually meets him, which is to say, ever since they get direct contact with these people. If interviewer get direct contact with the head of bandits, then tell me how the government of Nigeria and the security agency for inside this nation will tell us say they not get any connection with these people or how to reach them. Then you ask yourself this question: where journalists can get access to bandits, the federal government of Nigeria no know their whereabouts. Abi, it is very clear. And according to the interview, when they say this man grants now, if you look at very well, say right up there, you will see how it be say this man they explain everything. Say this thing, the whole banditry of a thing, na lucrative business, and it get connection with the federal government of Nigeria. Yes, now so it be. You go back, listen to this man, and also look at the write-up. You will hear everything when they say this man explain. Say, they're not just the carry, they do this thing. All these things now business. When it be say, even the federal government of Nigeria, they benefit from inside. Now the reason why it be say this thing no go ever come to an end, because then they serve get a very big role when it be say that they play with the lives and properties of Nigerians. I think if they're very clear. All right, that's all talking concerning this matter. But one thing when it be say we are sure these people not pass, be say the word of God talk very clearly. See, anybody when it be say he killed by the sword, definitely he himself will be killed by the sword. If you lift up a lamp for people to kill another people's children, now somebody will eventually also lift up a lamp for people to kill your children. We assure you of this very word. Karma will definitely meet up with you guys. If it not happen for una own time, it will definitely happen for the time of una children. All right, I'll leave una to share una own opinion with us at the comment section. Even as we draw the line of this very broadcast here, we'll see you again when we see you. Remember, we love you all. Bye-bye.